Whoa, what's this? Another Star Wars Black Series reveal? Yeah, they got me again with another figure here. They got me with the Super Battle Droid from Attack of the Clones. So, I'm a little sucker for army building every once in a while, but when it comes to the prequels, I'm a big sucker for it. So, they finally gave us a Super Battle Droid, which is a long time coming, and it's finally here. I'm interested to see how he is. I did buy two because I seem to not be able to limit myself to one when it comes to army building, but minimum two. That's what I'm sticking with now. I used to go crazy and get four and five and six. I don't do that anymore, thankfully. I have a few that I do it with. I still have a display on clone troopers and stormtroopers that are beyond two, but everything else is just two, or maybe one. I don't know. We'll find out as I review this figure. I'm gonna make a decision on whether or not I want to open my number two or not, my second battle droid. But here he is. Looks bare bones as I always expect Black Series to be. No accessories, no nothing. Just one little laser shot right there. So as I was opening this figure out of its box, I made the decision that I do want another one because pretty cool figure. That's how long it took. It was just like, the moment you have when you first open one figure and you kind of immediately know if like, okay, this is a nice figure, or this is like, okay, this is cool. It's not that great, or this is trash. I don't know. I kind of have that. It's almost like you always, at least I always know within my first impressions while I'm opening it, like, oh, like this is great. This isn't amazing or anything, but this is pretty cool. I must say, it's a really nice figure. It's I wish it came with more. What could it come with? Maybe. I mean, get creative, guys. You can have alternate battle damage parts for a figure like this. You can have a battle damage arm or a sliced off arm from a lightsaber, or a battle damage chest plate. You can just swap it out, something like that, to make the $25 a little bit more bearable. We only get a laser here, which is cool. I dig it because that's what they do. They shoot lasers. Um, but I don't know. I don't like seeing an empty box like that, especially when Marvel Legends is out here with Build-A-Figure parts. But I have two now opened, and they look great. This is a, a long time coming for this prequel character, I guess you can say. That it did make an appearance in one of the Disney Plus shows. I can't remember which one. If it was The Mandalorian season 3, or if it was, what was it? Boba Fett, maybe? I don't know. It was one of them. Somebody will let me know down below. But there is an ice cream truck driving around my street nonstop. I waited like 20 minutes for this thing to go away. It's still going. You might not be able to hear it, but if you do, there's an ice cream truck outside. They still do exist. Anyways, this guy is a very simple figure. It's just a droid. It's got some paint apps on the head there, a little red, light to show it's on, activated there. We got some paint apps on the torso, or the abdominal area, quote unquote abdominal area. But the articulation that they went with here is really nice for what it is for the droid. It's not limited. He has a lot of range. He can do everything that they can do, which is what you would want out of this character, right? So first and foremost, they tend to stand at the ready. I don't know if it's the right arm or the left, but it's one of the arms. They tend to stand like this when they are awaiting their command, right? To blast some Jedis or not. So you can do that with either arm. That's cool. And of course, you can also execute the actual firing pose when they are firing at said Jedi. I'm going to go ahead and attach this effect piece to it to see how it looks. And it looks pretty darn cool. It just pegs right into the little turret you see on his forearm, and it's very nice. It's not overweight, so it's not going to droop down, and it looks great. So you can pose these guys as they attack. As for the range, just put him back here and mess with this one. The shoulders are pretty impressive. They have this little socket here, so they have somewhat of a swivel. They're going to go all the way around. They go in and out this far. I don't think you need them to outstretch their arms and hug anybody, but it is limited. There is no bicep swivel, but again, look how much range we have here for the shoulder socket. Single jointed elbow at a 90-degree bend. There is a swivel there, There's a swivel at the lower part of that elbow, so it would be the upper forearm. That's where you can execute this forearm or arm pose, right? The hands do hinge, they do swivel. There is a diaphragm joint at the torso. The head actually moves. Check this out. You can actually pop it off and check that out. You get some detail underneath there with some paint apps. Very cool. The legs will kick all the way up, high kick and back kick. There is some movement in and out. There is a thigh swivel. What? There's also a ball joint at the groin, so it acts like a swivel, like a ball joint socket. Legs will kick back this far. They kick forward. You can hyperextend that thing. There is a swivel at the knee, there's a hinge at the ankle, and an ankle rocker at the foot. So there is so much articulation at the legs that you can get them on one knee. Make them look like a human. Why not? So I dig that. I dig the articulation. They did a lot for what it is. For something that is actually technically just meant to be vanilla posed of all characters. You know, they're the ones that are supposed to be vanilla pose, not dynamic at all, but you can get them dynamic if you want, to a certain point, of course. So if the battle droids were to ever evolve enough to the point where they can just high kick you, you can get them to kick some Jedis mid-air if you really wanted to. Alright, so next to another Black Series figure, I got Starkiller, because I just reviewed him, and just to get a sense of scale, Super Battle Droid is pretty tall, as you can see there. That's taller than your standard human being or Jedi or Sith. So good height on Super Battle Droid for sure. So that'll do it for this review of the Super Battle Droid Black Series 6-inch figure by Hasbro. I definitely do like this figure a lot. I like army builders, like I mentioned already, and this is a droid we haven't gotten before. If you're not counting the 2-pack, we did get him in a Geonosian paint app release, but this is our clean version here, so this is our nice clean shiny version if you prefer that instead. But after all these years, we finally got them in. They're good. I mean, for what they are good. So let me know your thoughts down below. As always, guys, I will catch you all on the next one.